John here, Reds World Outdoors. Trying something new this evening. I got this new crab trap and I'm hooking it onto a rod and reel instead of just tossing it off the end of a dock. So it's kind of a clamshell spring-loaded device with the net, and just put some bait in there and throw it out, and it lays open, and then the crabs go in there, and then when you pull on the string, it closes it up like a clamshell. And we're gonna try something different. The current's a little rough right now. Tide's going out, so we'll see if we can get some crabs to go in there. So this is the device here, spring loaded, lays open on the floor, and then as soon as you pull on the string, it closes it up. Let's see, normally I think you use these off a dock. I seen a guy the other day had a setup and had a couple of these out, and he was bringing in 4 or 5 crab at a time in this little net. I got a pin rod and reel setup, 8000 series with 80-pound braided line on it. And I've already tried to cast it one time, and it was a lot of weight. I got 1 crab in there, and it was a lot of weight to pull in, so I'm glad I went with the 80-pound. Pretty big rod. So let's see if we can catch another one for you. With the current the way it is, I could put an 8-ounce weight in there, and I was hoping it might help it stick to the bottom, but I don't know how important it is. I'd figure it wouldn't hurt, except for the weight of dragging it and casting it. Current's moving. Tell you what, it's only been about 1 minute, and this rod tip keeps moving, like maybe it's skipping across the bottom, hadn't quite settled yet. We got this row of pilings out there. I'm a little afraid that it's going to get caught up in there, so we're going to try to pull it here, and then we're going to move it down where it's a little less current. A lot of pull. Look at that. Sitting for 1 minute, and we got 3 crabs. They're all undersized, but it really works well. Wow, really surprised. That didn't take long at all. I know with this current, the crabs, they'll sit down in they'll dig themselves in the sand, just like this guy is right here, so they don't get swept away by the current. But just I got some fresh herring in there while frozen, but fresh out of the freezer. They really like that stuff. Man, unbelievable. 1 minute, 3 crabs. I'm gonna get these guys untangled. Good way to hold these crab, just by their back legs. They can't get you. You can hold them like this, but sometimes their legs will really dig into you. Kind of gets scary. They come really close to your fingers, so if you're not paying attention, they might get you. But if you just grab them by the 2 back legs, no problems. Won't get you. right, let him be. Come on. Hannah, come on. And away to go. All right, we're gonna move down here where it's a little calmer water. Let's see what happens. Well, it's been 1 minute. The current's really not any slower on this side either. So we'll give it a pull and see what we come up with. Bit of a workout, that's for sure. Oh, we got one crab. Still not a keeper. Still not bad for 1 minute. We'll let this one go real time. I've been crabbing in worse conditions, that's for sure. Been raining all morning, and then the sun came out and everything got calm. I'm not complaining. So we got a wood chip pile. We bring all their wood chips in there and ship them out. And then we got a lumber mill over on this side. They make up all the 2x4s, 2x6s, that type of lumber. The wood chips, I think they ship them over to China or something. Either make a particle and press board out of it, or they might be using it as a type of fuel. Like you would burn coal or something, but they're burning the wood chips instead. I think that's been about 2 minutes or so, so we'll give it a pull and see what happens. crab. Another male. Undersized, but really proving how this thing works. Pretty effective. So I think I'm going to move it on over to a different spot closer to the ocean. We're about 1.5 miles from the actual ocean here. So I think the closer, this time of year, the closer I get to the ocean, the bigger the crab will be. But proof of concept, I'm liking it. I've been using little crab snares. That's just a little bait box with little well, fishing strings like snare loops hooked to them. This is probably the cheapest crab snare you can find. I think this one might have come from Walmart or something. Just a little cage that you put some bait in. A lot of people like to put some weight in there, a few ounces if there's a current. It's got a lot of these lines attached to it with loops, and they just stay open on the bottom, and the crab comes up to nibble on the bait, and then every once in a while you just pull on it and they'll have a leg get caught into that snare, and you just slowly drag them in. You don't really want to pump the rod back and forth, up and down. You just want a very steady pull, because if you give them any slack at all, it'll release that loop and they'll get off of there. So we just don't have time to go out in the boat and throw regular pots. If you're sitting around any kind of salt water holding crab, this is a real simple, lightweight. I just keep this in the door of my truck because I just never know when I'll have some free time to sit around the bay here. It's really hit and miss on that. I mean, I could sit out here for an hour and maybe catch 2 or 3 crab, but this one, I've thrown this out about 4 or 5 times now, and every time I've gotten at least 1 crab out of it. So I can't imagine if the conditions were better with the tide, just how many I could get loaded up. It might become a problem of getting too many crab in this little net for this little line to pull in. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but it's still fun no matter what. You can get these nets at Walmart right now for about 15 bucks. And it comes with everything. It comes with a little bait bag, a little clip to hold it in. It comes with a bunch of rope, probably like 50 foot. I didn't see how much rope was on there, but I just cut that right off and then hooked a pretty heavy duty snap swivel to the line. I just cut off most of the rope and left like 6 inches of string hanging off the top of this trap. So, and then I put that 10 ounces of weight in there, so I don't know if that's doing anything for it or not. Maybe it's helping make it stick to the ground with this current. I think it'd be a lot nicer casting if I didn't have that extra 10 ounces in there, but maybe it's helping. Maybe once the tide's let up, I get out here on a better tide, that I can take that weight out of there and see how it works. So we'll give this another couple minutes, see what happens. Okay, we're getting a little dark here, so I'm gonna pull one more time. It's been sitting out there about, I don't know, 4 minutes or so, maybe 5 minutes. So let's see what we can come up with. Feels a little heavier. I'd Be more than one crab in there this time. But those little crab snares, you really can't let off the pressure at all. You can't pump the rod up and down. And this one seems a little more forgiving. Well, 4 or 5 minutes and we only got one little crab. But that's still worth at least one for every pull so far. I'm loving it. Little guy. All right, that's it for this evening, and catch you on the next video. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this content. Leave a suggestion if there's something I should do different, or if you've tried this method before, let me know. Let's go. Leave that thing alone. Come on.